We live in an age where augmentation seems to be the desired path.
You really, I think, have raised the awareness to the power of AI by still being who I am. Relationship do you have with AI? Because a lot of people are so afraid of it and they treat it as their master. I see AI like a hammer. People don't realize that the hammer is a tool the same way AI is a tool, meaning I can build a house with a hammer or I can knock down a house with a hammer.
Well, just to be true to people's concerns, this isn't an ordinary hammer. This hammer would have learned how you hammer and then start hammering on its own. They didn't know, we didn't know how it would alter our minds. Imagine what's going to happen with psychological conversational dysmorphia with AI. We're going to enter this other thing, things that are going, how our society is going to change. It's right around the corner.
Welcome to the Playbook. I'm David Meltzer here live at the Wynn, waking up my incredible guest. I am telling you, I'm living in a world of people who want people to think I am. But I'm a huge fan, and it's very rarely because I am so exposed to so many extraordinary people at an elevated vibration and frequency. I have dreamed of the day that I can bring in someone equal to a vibration and frequency of my community and this studio. And the reaction that this man has had is completely synergistic to the way that I want to live, because will.i.am is here, and I live my life and try my best to pursue who I am, not what other people think I am or what I want them to think I am. I just have to thank you, will.i.am, for coming into this studio and elevating the inspiration of our neighborhood, our community here at the Playbook.
Oh, thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. Thank you for having me on your block, in your neighborhood, your community. Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, well, you're awesome. And I want to start because it's interesting in where the universe takes us and our wisdom and faith guide us. And it was, as I'm reviewing what you have going on with Mercedes, obviously, but what really intrigued me was the relationship that you have to AI, because when we think about authenticity and we think about originality and we think about will.i.am and the leader in the truth and love and all the things that you, as a Grammy Award-winning musician, producer, as an activist and a philanthropist, it's interesting that you have a different perspective of AI. And with FYI.ai, you really, I think, have really raised the awareness to the power of AI by still being who I am. What relationship do you have with AI? Because a lot of people are so afraid of it and they treat it as their master.
I've been working in the AI space for a while. 2012 is when I first started building systems. At the time, it was NLU, Natural Language Understanding, NLP, Natural Language Processing and Machine Learning, ASR, Autonomous Speech Recognition, and TTS, Text-to-Speech, and combining those protocols together to build awesome products and experiences. And in 2012, we started venturing off to create a watch. 2013, we materialized that watch. That watch was a forked Android, and we turned it into a voice operating system. That voice operating system was called Anita and then Omega. What it was a contextual conversational platform. We got technical acceptance from AT&T and then launched the product in 2014. And 2015, probably getting the
the dates,
the years off. If some fact checker's like, actually, will.i.am, that was not that date. Anyways, it's cool. It was around then, 20 back then, with 3 Mobile in the UK. And it was advanced for the time. At the time, there was no Apple Watch. We had a Snapdragon chipset on the watch, meaning it was its own phone, and a battery that wrapped around your wrist. You didn't have to go outside with the phone. The phone was on your wrist, but you talked to it and it talked back. But it was too early. We took the hardware and just focused on software. And we started to put the software in other types of hardware like headphones. That was still too early. We then turned it into an agent automate or augment the call centers. And then Vonage bought a slice of the solutions that we've created. And then pieces of what we built powered some efforts in the Middle East at a company called Majid Al Futtaim for Carrefour and shopping the Mall of Emirates. But I've been in the space for a while, investing and building solutions. I got inspired by this space from a professor at MIT named Professor Patrick Winston. When I used to visit his class in the AI department from 2005, 6, 7, and 8. Every time Black Eyed Peas would tour at Boston, I would go to Professor Patrick Winston's class, maybe like once a year. Don't want to over-exaggerate for some of those folks.
Right.
Like, will.i.am, I've never seen you there every day. What are you talking about? Okay. To me, it changed my life, even if I went there 4 or 5 times. This information was like a seed. It inspired me. And I became really good friends with Professor Patrick Winston. He passed away in 2019. And in 2011, I sat in the futurist department at Intel, in the think tanks, brainstorming on what's coming around the corner and how technology can interface with popular culture. And so that's what got me into the space. I invested early on in a lot of companies. I invested in Tesla in 2006 before Elon took over the company, when the 2 founders from San Jose. I invested in OpenAI early on, Anthropic, Runway, Hugging Face, Inflection. So I love the community. I love the innovation that's happening. I love the possibilities that it can bring and the solutions it will bring, the problems it would solve if people were to use it as a problem-solving tool.
Yeah, it's interesting. So many people, you may not know this, a lot of people know me for the sports side of stuff, running Leigh Steinberg, the Noble Sports Agency, with the movie Jerry Maguire and all of that. But my original career, and the reason I got hired into sports wasn't because I was your typical frustrated athlete who went to law school and could negotiate contracts and transactions. It was actually because of my technology background and my investing background in the Silicon Valley and Sand Hill. So in 1999, I was CEO of Samsung's phone division.
What?
And the first phone, most people don't know this, they were called convergence devices. As a Windows CE device with a Bluetooth stylus called a PCE phone.
Yeah.
And so I was CEO of Samsung's phone division with the PCE phone. And your story resonated with me because there was so much resistance because I was early, because I saw something that other people didn't see. And it brings up a point that I think overlays all of your career. And I'm on this journey of helping people with behavior and with the realization that the outcomes, the consequences that they experience, human beings aren't capable immediately when we're in a progress or a good behavior towards something we think we want or better, some anticipated future that we see that doesn't exist yet. We're not capable of understanding or knowing the outcomes today, so most people quit. When the deal doesn't go through, they lose some money, whatever may occur, there's a distance of resistance between the behaviors that we know will create the outcomes that we want compared to the outcomes that exist today. You are a deep thinker, a philosopher of some sorts, and also very pragmatic in the way that you go about business and very co-creative in many ways. How do you deal with that distance of resistance between the behaviors that you had in the early adopter phase of AI before most people even realized AI was in existence to the place we are today with you're now in a position where AI is your servant. It actually provides value. It has provided you great success in wealth as well. But most people along your journey have quit because of that distance of resistance.
My music journey, I went through a lot of resistance. People saying, no, I don't get it. You guys aren't hard enough. gangster music is what's in. You guys are weird. Are you make music for girls? Or you make music for dudes? Or what type of dudes? Like, I don't even know what type of dude are you? Like it's there's a lot of resistance in the '90s, especially when like hard street dominated. And I'm from the projects, but you don't have to. There's no one type of project guy or street guy. It's just that was what was plastered for people to emulate. There's a lot of different shades of black, different shades of brown. And so I've dealt with that my whole life. And pressure makes diamonds. If it's easy, I'm not afraid of like trial and error. If I don't get it right, I'll eventually get it right. Whatever the process is of learning is a process to learn. And if that's the mentality, I believe that's the mentality to have to materialize any big idea or small idea. Whether you're cooking tortas or you're freaking like making jambalaya. You're making freaking, AI, or you're making beats. Whatever it is, there's a trial and error process. Whether you're trying to get your relationship right, it's always going to be some up and down. And the giver-uppers, you weren't made for it. You were that rock that crumbled. You weren't a diamond. And it's okay. Rocks that crumble, that's sand. There's nothing wrong with sand. Whatever you become, you got to just own that. You got to be proud of whatever the pressure of the world has transformed you to. That's what you are. And be proud of what you are. If my path of trying to, do tech turns me into sand and not the diamond that I think I am, well, I'm going to be the best fucking sand in the world.
Nice. I love that. I see AI like a hammer. And
MC Hammer?
Not MC Hammer. I like MC Hammer too, though. But he's hard as hell, I guess. More importantly, though, people don't realize that a hammer is a tool the same way AI is a tool. Meaning, I can build a house with a hammer, or I can knock down a house with a hammer. Mm. For some reason, people, when they develop a hammer and use a hammer, don't see the same thing that I see in AI as being that hammer, that servant to us. And the difference to me is the speed and power of the new hammer with FYI.ai. What you can build with is extraordinary. Do you think it's the speed and the power that FYI.ai, is that what scares people about the ability of AI, which is the same as the ability of a hammer, of just being able to knock down what we build?
Well, just to be true to people's concerns, this isn't an ordinary hammer. Before, you needed to get your hand and you needed to do this. And you needed to do that. This hammer would have learned how you hammered and then start hammering on its own.
And being better than you.
Better is relative now.
Good.
What does that mean? Like perfect? Will it be more perfect? What's perfect? When flaws are beautiful. And we live in an age where augmentation seems to be the desired path. Like when the filter came on the phone, we didn't know how it would alter our minds just by having a filter on a camera. Now people want to look like the filter all the time. It created body dysmorphia, more plastic surgeries done. I mean, is that a good thing or bad thing? I don't know. It's too early to tell. Now, if we've had body dysmorphia and alterations because the filter on the camera, imagine what's going to happen with psychological, conversational dysmorphia with AI. There's things that are going, how our society is going to change. There's going to be people that have relationship issues like, you don't understand me. I do understand you, babe. What you talking about? My AI understands me more than you. You comparing me to the AI now? Well, I call you at 12 o'clock. You don't answer anymore. But the AI is always there to have conversations with you. Never throw shade, never throw salt. We're going to enter this other thing that's right around the corner. So when it comes to this hammer being a metaphor of building houses, relationships, bonds, connectedness, the hammer building dreams, helping you manifest your aspirations, it's going to be helpful. But it also could potentially, if business models are not humane, and that's one of the core things at FYI, our business models, we aim to be humane. Your data is yours. That's when the hammer is harmful. Because if the business models are not mindful of people, is if people's data becomes companies like oil. That's not right where we're going.
Yeah.
If we want to have a safe tomorrow, then not only is that data yours, that AI is yours. Imagine, speaking of houses and building with the hammer. Imagine somebody built a house, beautiful house. Be like, yo, realtor, how much does this house cost? Realtor says that's $10 million. Like, yo, I could do that. I could afford that. Where's the bathroom? Oh, yeah. The bathroom, by the way, is there's a communal bathroom right outside the house. Communal bathroom? You're not going to buy a house where the bathroom is outside the house and the whole fucking neighborhood is sharing the bathroom. So why are you sharing AI? Why is your data somebody else's product that they sell? Is that the world we're living in? That's when the hammer, the fear is that. The fear is not the tech. The fear is the greed and what humans do to humans. AI hasn't really fucked shit up yet. The people that's going and living horrible in the Congo right now that no one's really talking about, did AI do that? No, AI didn't do that. People in Watts and Compton living a horrible life, AI did that? Oh, AI didn't do that. So the people that are afraid of AI, those are the folks that have been living in the lap of comfort because those jobs are wobbly. Are people from the hood afraid of AI? No, there's other fears there that they're really actually afraid of. Now, was AI the cavalry to help them solve problems that have always been neglected? Yeah. Finally, somebody has the ability to solve the problems themselves when they have an agent, a hammer, to build solutions. Tomorrow, new industries will come tomorrow. We know AI will topple industries of yesterday. So who's going to create tomorrow's industries when everyone's afraid of the new tool? It's not everyone that's afraid of the new tool. These folks that have been ignored, when they get their hands on these tools to solve their problems, the industries of tomorrow are coming from Nigeria, Ghana, Uganda, Kenya, Mongeta, Brazil, Nicaragua. They're coming from freaking Venezuela. They're coming from Colombia, Puerto Rico. They're coming from Chile. They're coming from freaking Watts. They're coming from Compton. They're coming from Mississippi. They're coming from hoods. They're coming, and they're going to be beautiful companies. And those communities will be changed forever. We know gentrification happens. Brooklyn. You think the rappers are rapping about Brooklyn was the Brooklyn that people are living in today? Nah, that ain't the Brooklyn. But Brooklyn's beautiful now. It always has been beautiful. But the people that lived and talked about the richness of Brooklyn when it was poor can't afford to live there. I think tomorrow's gentrification is going to happen from the inside. We are going to change our communities ourselves with the tools that we have today. That's why I'm so optimistic about it. I think it's like this is a new renaissance. We're in a new renaissance right now. And optimism, mentorship is the key to have balance.
Throughout your career, you've helped people to understand the reaction to fear. I hear it in your music. I see it in your entrepreneurship. The philanthropy that you do is to dissipate the amount of fear in the world. And the thematic answers that you have, which is fear is omnipresent. We want to shorten or reduce the amount of time or availability that this resistance of fear happens, that accelerates us in the wrong direction, no matter who you are, where you are, or how you got there. You have a different perspective of fear, and I'd love for you to share that idea of fear and how you deal with it every day, because everyone has it. I always say I get kicked in the face about 8 times a day. The size and scope or scale of the kick doesn't matter. It's all equal because it interferes with my potential. I've learned so much from you and just watching and listening to you. How do you see fear in your life and utilizing AI as well in order to utilize creativity or strategy or whatever it is that you do to reduce the amount of fear in your life?
The answer to that is coming from a mentor of mine. And he said a version of this. And when he said that, I reiterated on it. And the person that said that inspired me to look at it this way is Jimmy Iovine. And fear is wind. You are a boat in the ocean. Wind can topple your boat over. And if you happen to have a sail, wind can push your boat backwards. It's your duty to then turn the sail around for the wind to push you forward. Right, so fear could push you back. Fear could knock you down. Fear could propel you. It all depends on how you want to use it. To be afraid of fear, that's some other shit. That's called anxiety, panic attacks. Like, what are you afraid of? I don't know, bro. I'm just afraid of being afraid, bro. Like, it's gonna stop. And some people suffer from that. But you could utilize it. It's an energy source. And the way to utilize that is to arm yourself with hope. Now, hope is audacious. A lion comes. Hope says, run. That fear is turned into adrenaline. Logically, you cannot outrun a fucking lion. But hope is like, yes, we can. Get your ass up and go. And then your body creates this energy that's unlocked in you. And you propel. Maybe you hurt yourself. You don't even feel that shit, bro. You don't even feel how hurt you are running on fucking like gravel, cutting your feet. You don't feel it. Because hope, you've armed yourself with that. And you summon this adrenaline to do something that is not logical. And that's to run away from a lion. Hope is powerful. And it's the only thing that can tame fear. Hope. Only energy, emotion that could be like, get your ass over here, fear, you little bitch. I'm using you. Adrenaline. Enter my body and propel me forward. That happens every time your body feels something, this sense. That's the reason why people have panics and anxiety. You get this notion, I got to fight or flight. And so exercise is good for that. Running is good. You're utilizing the adrenaline your body's making. And if you don't utilize it, you start to fester in it. Then you start having panics and anxiety. Like, what's wrong with me? My heart's beating. You need to get up and move. You're just freaking drowning in adrenaline. And your mind is now looping itself. You got to be active. And hope is not harnessed properly. You're panicking in thought. You're hopeless. You still have all the elements of fear, adrenaline, but hopeless. And that causes panic and anxiety. And when you arm yourself with hope, now you can control the adrenaline and the fear, and you could do what you want with it. And you could run through walls, you could jump over walls, you could go under fucking barricades, you could fuck shit up with the combination of that when you power yourself with hope. People think hope is weak. Nah, that shit is a fucking ninja, bro. Hope is like a hardcore gangsta hope, homie.
Proving to me to shorten the distance of resistance.
I just gangbanged on Hope Street.
Where is the love? It's right here on the playbook. I'll tell you that. But in all seriousness, to shorten that distance, I think beyond faith and hope is also wisdom. And the more that we seek the wisdom and the faith and the hope that we have, we can shorten that distance between what we hope for via our behaviors, our actions, and the outcomes, results, or consequences in our lives. And armed with hope and armed with wisdom, to have the tools like FYI.ai will only assist in accelerating, aggregating, and hopefully compounding exponentially the positivity that we all dream and hope for. And thank you so much.
Well, can I say something right quick?
Sure. That's what this interview is about. You can say whatever the hell you want.
I'm sitting here like, I'm learning. You've said my company more than I've said my company on your show. I'm like, oh, damn it. Damn. And I want to thank you for that. Because my nature is to like respect the space, don't over promote, let the product speak for itself. But if I don't speak it, how would people know? And so thank you for mentioning the company. FYI is a creative platform for creators to finally have a system where they own their data. Your digital assets are yours. The data that you accumulate on FYI is yours. We don't sell it. We don't mine it. And it's for the creative community because nothing was ever made for us. We're on WhatsApp, but to make WhatsApp work, you need Dropbox. To send larger files, you need WeTransfer. To have group conversations, you need like Zoom. And just to talk to AI, you got to go to ChatGPT. So we bring all that in one place. And we're a small community. We're going to grow eventually. And I knew right when I walked in here, I was like, wow, I'm going to learn something. Look at these cats. Look at their set. And thank you for mentioning the company.
It's my pleasure. And thank you for all your wisdom and faith and hope that you've shared with a very large community, at least my neighborhood and my community that loves you, for sharing your love. Like I said, where is the love? It's right here on the playbook with one of my mentors, will.i.am, sharing knowledge and faith with all of us. Hope for the better, utilizing better technology. It's always been a dream of mine. Please come back and join me, my friend.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. Thanks.
Hell yeah. The will.i.am on the playbook.